It's Fraser.
Good morning and welcome to episode 1164 of Hard Factor. It is Monday, March 13th, 2023. Thank you for cheating on the news with us today. Mark's got horrible, absolutely atrocious, but then also great news in the cup of coffee in the big time, right?
It's always darkest before the dawn, right?
That's what they say.
Yeah. No, it's going to be very dark for a long time in this coffee. Buckle in for 27 minutes of hell.
Nice. Okay. I love that. All right. Well, yeah, you know, we don't write the news, and Mark got dealt some bad ones over the weekend. Wes has San Francisco on deck. That's right.
Yeah, they're taking some steps out there that are a little controversial. We're going to talk about them. I think it's a great idea personally, but a lot of people are probably going to say this is a very controversial move as to what they're doing.
Well, they're always trying something new out there, you know?
Yeah.
The land of opportunity. Is that what they say? Something like that?
Land is something.
I don't know what they call San Francisco. Is there like a name for how their brains are big?
It's
Land
the
land of glory holes.
Yeah.
They say the coldest summer I ever spent was the coldest winter I ever spent was a summer in San Francisco. That's what they say. Will.
Classic line. I've got Family Matters in the.
Did you get it right this time?
No, I blew it. One of these days. I think it was Twain. I'll nail it.
Twain. Yeah.
And by George, Pat's got Santos batting cleanup today.
It's pronounced Fraser. Brendan. Not a lot of people say it right. Fraser.
His Oscar speech is going to be the most boring thing you'll ever hear if he wins.
It's actually Brendan. Did you know I hurt my back? I hurt my back doing the Mummy. All my own stunts. It's crazy. George Santos is back at it again, bro. Actually, this is a 2017 con. But you knew there was deeper cons when it came to the Sandman. And they are coming to the surface. And this one is pretty
unlimited,
fucking excellent. It has to do with
he's old.
Off ATM machine,
scratching the surface, man. It's going to keep coming.
Yes, yeah. He's just like a ball of scams. That guy. He's just like.
Oh yeah. When we learned he was driving around Amish country with 14 stolen dogs in the back of his station wagon.
That wasn't his first.
There was more to come.
Yeah, that wasn't his first one.
Yeah, he's the greatest. All right, well, I can't wait to learn all about that. Also, live news updates from producer Eric before we hop into the rest of the news. 1,000 plus migrants are storming a single border station in El Paso, Texas right now. People trying to get in.
Something tells me they don't have enough people at the U.S. people at the border to stop them. That's probably they saw weakness, right? That's why
I guess so. Yeah. I don't know. Well, with Mark's news coming, I mean, maybe they might want to turn around.
No, yeah, I don't know what that's the joke. Is like what they haven't been reading the news.
What does that sign say that's above them in their heading? It says Feliz Vieja, right?
Happy travels. Like what Feliz is happy birthday. Happy Vieja's traveling or
sweet. Trying to get in El Paso with that.
Yeah. I mean, like how fast or how long does it take for the militiamen, the ones without any sort of authority given by the government other than being American? How long does it take them to get down there? Because
they don't really help. I think
once they hear about this news,
I don't think they actually.
This is their Super Bowl.
Much. Yeah. Well, of course they're going to make a lot of noise about it, but do they actually go down
with
and
their guns?
There's plenty of people that are like, "Honey, I gotta go." And I don't know when I'm coming back.
Did you see the news?
It's kind of a mocking sign to put up by Mexico, though, that says "Have a great trip" as they're like storming the border into the United States.
Well, there's a lot of bullshit going on between the U.S. and Mexico now, especially with the cartel stuff last week.
Really sorry.
Remember when they did you guys see they served up the guys? We did. I don't think
they did.
Covered it. They gave they did like a video of like, we're sorry. Here's the guys.
They gave an apology letter. We turned in the bad apples.
These are our 4 weakest guys.
Yeah.
Here they are.
They're from a different gang.
They're probably
you guys can have these ones. They totally did it.
Some innocent dudes whose families they threatened.
Yeah, for sure. Well, like I said, I called that because the cartel can't continue to kill tourists because tourists is so big in Mexico. Even everyone involved, the government, the cartel realized like shit, we can't kill innocent tourists. They thought they were Haitian drug dealers. They got
to play nice at some level.
Of course.
Last update from producer Eric. Florida man Eric Popper. Guys, remember him? He shot out his own car windows and somebody else's over a road rage incident.
And horrible shooting too. He was like losing control of the gun.
The video is incredible.
Yeah.
And so we've talked about that on Florida Man Friday before. He got off of his charges on stand your ground principles after shooting out his and another car's windows in a 2021 road rage incident. He got off that video.
He wasn't even technically, he
That's
didn't have his
insane.
feet on the ground. I mean, okay.
Yeah, that's tough. He's traveling.
I guess your
Yeah.
car is your castle.
He's moving
Yeah.
and he's in a car.
So his claim
your
the whole
property.
time,
You're inside your property.
how the story went was the two were like cutting each other off and, a little road rage. The one car rolled down their window and threw in what's being reported as a water bottle at Popper's car, but Popper maintains that it was actually a gunshot the entire time. No one knows. Like you could probably check the car to see if there's a bullet hole in it. It might have been from him shooting wildly through his own
And
car.
Popper has his own dash cam, so he caught his own reaction on camera.
But they're just going with his word on it, even though it's not proven whether it was a gunshot or not. They're saying the fact that he thought it was a gunshot is enough to stand his own ground
To
and
let
shoot
him
12
just
back. Yeah.
spray off a handgun.
Yeah.
Pop.
Aimlessly.
Okay, Florida. Interesting. Anyways, you guys want to do the news, the other news?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah, cup of coffee in the big time.
All right, waiting on some heaters in the Discord for the joke of the day. We'll get back to that when that's refilled. But today we'll do some more women fun facts, a tradition started by Wes for Women's History Month.
Love that.
All right,
March.
so
Important.
women on average, I don't know if you did this one. Women on average cry between 30 to 64 times a year, which is more than 500% than men.
No, I didn't do that one, but that one's a great one.
Yeah,
Well, that adds up.
it does.
Yeah.
How often is that how many days go?
Actually, I'm a big crier. I'd say I probably up the cries for men on this.
Yeah, men average between 6 and like 17 a year. Will's bumping up the average.
decade?
Oh, I'm bumping it up.
It's a-
If not,
yeah,
you just put on an emotional movie. I'll just be tearing up. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah. You are. No,
Yeah.
that's true. That's true.
Oh, yeah,
but
I'll
women
cry.
women
I'll
are
cry
worse.
on
Will
the
women
drop of
women
a
are
dime.
women are worse. Also, this one, women lie half as much as dirty dog men. We're just constantly lying to their faces and making them cry. That's what we do.
That's terrible.
And then this one's an unfortunate one for them. Women are the leading cause of heart attacks.
For men?
Yeah, probably.
Like-
I didn't verify that. It's common sense.
Yeah.
On the survey says.
Yeah, I didn't have to look that one up. I just put that one in there. All right.
You're gonna kill me.
Yeah, she's gonna kill me.
Oh, hey yo. All right. So here's the deal. We record our shows live now the night before they're released to Apple Podcasts and Spotify and all the audio places you listen to. Those come out at like midnight Eastern time, right? So we call this is Monday's show, right? But we're live now at 7:15 p.m. Eastern, Sunday through Thursday, every night on YouTube. My point of bringing this up, other than conditioning people to join the YouTube live, 7:15 p.m. Eastern, Sunday through Thursday. You can leave
They push
comments.
it back a little bit, but yeah.
Around after around that time. When
time
we'll
or
let you
later.
know. It's live every night. Is that there were two big things happening Sunday night that will not really be discussed on the pod. That's Jimmy Kimmel hosting the Oscars. The Oscars are going on. And then Selection Sunday happened like 30 minutes ago. March Madness bracket announcements. I think Alabama got the number one overall seed. Check your brackets. Check if your team got in. Get ready for that. But we're not going to talk about that. This coffee is, in fact, not going to have any cream in it until the very end. No sweetener today. This is the darkest GD coffee you can possibly have. This is the There's No Hope Monday coffee edition. So let's get into it.
All right.
Probably the biggest news over the weekend was SVB. The Silicon Valley Bank failed, right?
Probably. Yeah. The first time that a major bank had failed since 2008. Yeah, probably the biggest news of the weekend.
Pretty big news, right? So regulators came in and shut it down this weekend after a bank run, which is when too many customers try to withdraw their money at the same time, and the bank doesn't have enough money to give out because even though they have all your money, they've got invested in real estate and properties, and they made mistakes in the stock market and the tech industry, and they don't have any fucking money. So when everyone does a bank run and they don't have enough money to give out the withdrawals to, what happens is the fucking federal government has to step in and shut you down, which is what happens at the SVB.
That would happen in It's a Wonderful
It's
Life.
exactly what happened in It's a Wonderful Life, but it was prevented by George, whatever his name is.
Yeah, magic.
Yeah, by magic.
There's some magic,
By
right?
magic,
Yeah,
right?
by
By
magic.
stuff that doesn't exist in real life. Yeah.
Right, but that's exactly what happened in that, Wes. Janet Yellen, the Secretary of the Treasury, who looks like she
my
accidentally
God.
let out 2 at a fart in this picture.
Do you remember that show from the
She's
90s,
bad. Her
Dinosaurs?
farts.
That's too wet. That's wetter than I thought. What's that?
She looks like she shows
the dinosaur show. Yeah.
Remember dinosaurs? It was on Fox in the 90s.
She looks like one of the dinosaurs. The female
kind of like the baby grown up.
The baby girl,
not the mama.
Yeah, a little like the baby. Yeah, if the baby had that wig on it. Yeah,
if the baby kept
Jimmy Johnson haircut.
Eric, can you get the picture of? Can you get the picture of not the mama up the baby from Dinosaurs when you get a shot?
Not the mama.
No, it's good, Pat. You're right. It's you put Jimmy Johnson's hair from NFL Sunday Fox on to not the baby dinosaur from the Dinosaur Show. That's Janet Yellen.
Great show. Childhood memory unlocked there. She said, no, we're not going to come in and the federal government's not going to bail out SVB. That's what she said. So let's back it up a bit. Yeah. The Silicon Valley Bank.
What?
Yeah, not good, Pat. Let's back it up a bit. Yeah, they're bailing out the
I hear that they're exploring to be able to declare all these as tax losses because everybody's going to have because all the crypto banks went under too.
Yeah, but this is unrelated to crypto, so like it's going to be a little bit different. But maybe
kind of though they invested in crypto.
But let's back it up a bit. The Silicon Valley Bank was founded in 1983 in California. It was heavily involved in the technology sector, with tech companies being their major customers throughout their history. And still, SVB was the 16th largest U.S. bank before its collapse, holding well over $200 billion in assets. So obviously, if you've been listening to Hard Factor or you get your news elsewhere, or you don't live under a rock, you know it's been a pretty tough year or so for the tech industry. Lots of layoffs across the board. Then add that the Fed has been raising interest rates every quarter like it's an MTV celebrity basketball game rim. Shout out to the 25-foot hoops in those games from the 90s.
Well,
another 90s
10-pointer.
Preceded by uncontrolled inflation. So that's why they have to raise the interest rates because
but I bring up
hyperinflation.
The reason I bring up the interest rates is because it relates to why the bank's losing money, and the reason I bring up the tech industry, these two things colliding is why SVB had to run. So SVB ended up losing billions in selling their positions in government securities with the interest rates going up because they're trying to get liquid cash because tech company customers were not putting any new money into the banks because their money's tight. So they're like, we got to get liquid. And they ended up losing billions when they sold their securities at higher interest rates. Once that happened, on March 8th, SVB put out a deck proclaiming their strength in the financial industry, which was a clear bluff. And smart financial investors like that piece of shit Peter Thiel, they're like, no, we're just trying to get liquid because it's cool to have a lot of cash on hands. And then that piece of shit Peter Thiel called the bluff, the guy who took down Gawker, and he began the bank run on March 9th by telling his venture capitalist company to withdraw all funds from SVB, which then allowed a lot of other smart big companies to do the same. And the run went on and on.
Jim Cramer called it a buy last month. Jim Cramer suggested buying stock in this bank. Yeah.
Last month. When your Hail Mary is a deck.
Yeah,
it's literally how you start a company.
It's got the old school PowerPoint like rotations. Like,
right. All right, I know. When did we start? 83. It's time for another deck. I think that's it for us, really, guys. We'll see how the deck does, and hopefully no one sees through it. Don't send it to Teal.
Killer slide, Greg. This is good. This is good deck.
This is how Ponzi schemes fail too, right?
Well, yeah, Wes. I mean, it's funny you bring up Ponzi schemes because they were heavily invested in crypto, being a Bay Area bank. And so what's going to happen with all of this money that's not going to be recovered? All of those crypto banks shut down. That's billions in lost dollars by Americans. All this bank's going to shut down. They're not going to bail it out. That's billions more in lost dollars by Americans. So what are they going to do for all these people who now owe taxes, but they lost thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars last year, potentially? What the fuck is going to happen?
Here's why.
Aren't they insured? Aren't they getting it back?
Your crypto losses?
No, you don't get it back.
The FDIC, isn't the FDIC covering this one?
Let's talk. No. Let's talk about that. That's very important. So now the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation has stepped in, the FDIC, and temporarily taken over SVB, starting a new bank opening today, Monday March 13th.
Did they start the deck, Mark?
No, it's called the Deposit Insurance National Bank of Santa Clara. All of SVB's depositors, customers, are automatically moved over to this new FDIC-run bank. And if you're like me, you probably constantly hear or say things like, come on, guys, let's go rob the bank on Main Street. It's a victimless crime. The banks and customers are insured, right? Let's go do it. Right, Wes?
Right. Yeah. Yep.
I always say that. Some people say that. Well, most banks are insured by the FDIC, and SVB is no exception, but only up to $250,000 per account. So most individual investors are okay, not the rich ones, but most individuals are okay. But absolutely none of the companies, the tech businesses that are the big businesses, are insured past $250,000. It's like, for example, Roku, the streaming giant, just announced that they had $500 million in SVB that
they were 26% of the bank. Yeah,
they couldn't get their $500 million out.
Roku's
so now
dead.
Roku's fucking gone, probably.
Gone.
Hey, I got to tell you guys from personal
Sorry, Roku
experience.
owners.
I love Roku.
Yeah,
I was in 3 banks this year that failed. So
sorry,
let me
Matt. I know.
No, it's okay. Hey, it's okay. What did I learn from it? What I learned
Did you have an
is
account at this one? Holy
no,
shit.
but three banks
You
I
had
was
the
in failed.
crypto exchanges. Yeah.
Here's what I learned. Well,
Yeah.
When one goes down, and I wish I knew this back in the day,
They start to all.
there are more to come.
Yeah. Yep. No, we're seeing it.
This is the first big non-crypto bank. It's not good. And the other problem with the fact that like some of these companies, they're saying like maybe another bigger bank will come and bail them out and buy them.
Well, that happened in my situation too, and then that company failed.
Right, and if it doesn't fail, then they'll pay out the
Hey,
and then the other
Mark,
thing is the federal
Mark,
government.
there's a live comment. It looks like Mason Clark. So this is a YouTube comment. He says they announced a big update. They're insuring all deposits now. So I guess this is just happening now. So
okay, cool. So
good
there you
news
go.
for billionaires.
That's probably the FDIC doing that.
Right.
The federal government is actually going to bail them out now. So the problem was, besides the fact that that's great news, besides the fact that these companies were waiting to find out if they're going to get their money, they still can't get the money out. And what was happening was payrolls were getting frozen. So on Friday, no one got paid at a lot of these tech companies that, like Roku, for example, or all these like startup companies that had all their money in SVB. They sent out emails to their people being like, "We're sorry, but we cannot pay you until this SVB thing is solved."
Taxpayers could pay you.
So hopefully, with this all being insured now, the payrolls will get fixed sometime this week because these people needed to pay rent.
Dude, so
Yeah.
BlockFi went down and Celsius went down. And then Sam Bankman-Fried came in, and Voyager went down. Sam Bankman-Fried came in and was like, "I'm going to save you," and then that one went down. What happened? So in 2008, they started failing. We didn't get out until 2011, right? So 2012 of the recession.
Oh, so last year, this is like the 08 year, right? 2023 is like the 08 year. 07, you knew something was wrong and that the economy was running way too hot. And that was, like
you could feel it coming off its vagina.
Well, you just knew if you look at charts of the U.S. recession, you look at the money supply and stuff. It peaks, we run it way too hot, and then it crashes. Right. And so you knew in 07 it was about to crash. 2022 was kind of like the 07 year of this one, where you knew a crash was coming. You just didn't know when and how big it was going to be. And now that the banks are failing, this is the fall. And so this is like back then, but the federal government saying this is nothing like 08, but it is the first major bank to fail since 08. So.
Well, now, like you guys were saying, now everyone's panicking in the banking industry, not just the tech banking industry, because if it can happen to a bank as big as SVB, one of the biggest banks, it can happen to most banks. You'd assume, or at least that's what people are doing. A good friend of the Hard Factor boys is very high up in the banking world. I won't give away his exact role, but he said he spent all weekend fielding panic calls about SVB. And this is on an entire different coast, and these people don't have money or investments in SVB. They're just
because everybody knows.
Everyone in banking is like,
because the recession's hitting and everybody's worried now, and people just like they like, I guess, I don't know what they assume they would do.
I'm not worried. You know why? Because I don't have any fucking money.
If you don't have savings,
it's great not to have any money, isn't
it?
And you know who else isn't worried? People that don't have any money. One thing's for sure is the hide your cash under your mattress crowd is still hungover from their moonshine fueled told you so weekend. You know. Right. Told you so. The trailer parks were bumping.
The problem is
cash is king, baby.
Cash is king.
Everyone starts to want to be those people. Those people start looking pretty attractive. That's what causes further bank runs. Is when people are so the calls that our friend was getting. That's what fucking causes further bank runs. Is because people, depending on how delicate the situation is,
Peter Thiel caused panic. Yeah.
Oh, and also more good news from Mason Clark. He says that it will actually be funded by insurance on the banks. So you just have to owe your bank more money. You don't owe the federal government more money.
Nice. Hey, Mason, why don't you sit a few
Your
plays
bank-
out?
It'll come back to us.
It comes back to the consumer. So
Hey, I appreciate it.
Don't worry.
80% accurate here. Stop picking up on my toes.
I was
did
gonna
a
say
good
we
job.
should invite. I was
Yeah.
gonna say
You
we
want
should
to just
invite
call
Mason
Mason in?
on.
Should we
Yeah,
call
let's get
Mason
him
in?
in.
Yeah,
Let's get Mason in.
Let's get Mason.
So he's
in here.
correcting
Take
know
over.
a lot.
No, yeah, you seem to be correcting a few things there. All good. Let's move on. Thanks, Mason. Look, it's bad. The economy's hurting, but it's just money, right? Let's move on to some actual end of the world shit. Get your kicks in before 2046, everyone. Remember that NASA test where they shot a dart at a fake asteroid to prove they could hit it if it was coming to Earth?
Yeah, they said they hit it.
Yeah, they didn't even show us if they hit it or not.
We
That
totally
video was
hit it.
ridiculous. Remember,
Yeah.
it was just whoosh, and then
it was stupid. Yeah.
Bullseye. It was
nailed it.
weird.
Guy,
Disappears.
I remember the guy that said bullseye. That was huge. That voiceover was huge in selling it.
It was weird though, right? Well, scientists have announced that a giant asteroid known as 2023 DW, more like BBW. Am I
Can't
right?
we name it? Can't we name it a couple years down the road? Can't we
More
name
like
it?
more like BBW.
Oh yeah, it's a big black,
Big bone woman.
BBA.
it's a big black asteroid.
Yeah, it is.
That's right, Pat.
Well, this big bitch, I think it's BBW. I think it's big boned women, but I don't know. It could be both. Well, this big bitch that was discovered 2 weeks ago has a 1 in 600 chance to hit Earth, according to the European Space Agency.
That's pretty big.
It's pretty good.
One and how? One and what?
1 in 600. But the genius nerds over at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory's Sentry system estimates the chance more like 1 in 560. So they're like, well, it's more like 1 in 560. They said, we've been tracking a new asteroid named 2023 DW that has a very small chance of impacting Earth in 2046.
Wow.
Often when new objects are first discovered, it takes several weeks of data to reduce the uncertainties and adequately predict their orbits years in the future. They go on to say, blah, blah, blah. We know nothing about it yet because they found it on February 26th. But right off the bat, we're going to say there's a 1 in 500 chance.
I love this, honestly. This is going to unlock people's inhibitions. You know what? You know an asteroid's coming in 23 years. Look, you're going to live your life a little bit differently. And I for one think that it's going to put the pressure on some people to start doing some stuff that they otherwise might not have, So
Or
hopefully it's good
not
for them.
having children.
Oh, you
Right.
know,
That's not
whatever.
going to help at all with that. So here's
I mean,
the
more of living your own life.
For
kind of
sure.
thing, I'm thinking,
That's good. That's a good way to look at it, Will. Hopefully the more analysis when it comes in changes it to more like 1 in 5 million. But if it goes the other way, when we're already at 1 in 560, that's not good because about 20 of us in the Discord are pumped about our chances on the Texas Lotto at about 1 in a million with 25 entries. So if we're like, oh, we got a chance at the Texas Lotto, how would we not have a chance of getting
I
hit
was
by 1
I
in
was
500?
livid when
Yeah.
I missed the deadline to give Wes the $2 this last weekend. I was for sure you guys were going to hit it. So
Yeah,
This is
it's
not
scary,
great.
isn't it?
yeah.
This is not great.
Yeah. The good thing about an asteroid getting this close is it kills off a lot of crazy people because they're going to start killing themselves, thinking they're going to ride the asteroid to somewhere
Oh,
else.
it's
There's gonna be some new cults.
It's a great
Kool-Aid.
cleansing, palate cleanser of the Earth.
Yeah, you could start a cult.
Just a near asteroid.
Yeah, near an asteroid's great to get rid of
I
the
hope we can
crazies.
see it pass by at least.
Oh,
Man, I'll tell you what though,
Something out of it.
we weren't old enough to really take full advantage, but I guarantee you there was a whole sect of 99 sexers. So when Y2K was coming through, there was a whole scare that
We
it was
could
going to
start
be
a
chaos
sex
at the end of the world. I
sure.
bet a bunch of cats just got super laid with people out of their league because they were
Yep.
like, hey, look,
Yeah.
it's coming to an end. You might it's me or never again. You know what I mean? And that's coming back. I'm excited
Take your
about that.
virginity.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming back.
You don't want to die
Great
virgin,
news.
do you? You don't want to
Great
die
news for ugly
virgin, do
creepers.
you?
It's exciting times, guys. See, it's not all bad.
You hear what
There
the
you
news
go.
is saying?
See, there's some good things about an asteroid destroying the planet, like wiping us out like the dinosaurs. I hear you. Less than 1%. Fine. Outer space out of my face. I get it. So let's take it a little closer to home on the Earth's surface. How about California is experiencing the worst floods ever this year?
Yeah.
Atmospheric river, which is a fancy way of saying a shitload of rain in a narrow straight path, is hitting them twice in the past couple weeks, and that combined with rain melting large snow-covered areas because California had a shitload of snow, has led to billions of gallons of water destroying California towns, causing life-threatening conditions that could impact 15 million people's homes.
Yeah,
That's terrible.
Yeah. Remember, I kept saying like, "Oh, second worst winter in Reno history, crazy." I'm in the mountains right on the eastern border of California, and so all of that snow, which was record, now, like Mark said, being melted by this warm air coming in with the rain, and it's just
it's horrible.
It's nothing but mudslides and yeah.
Colin from California sent in a TikTok video from like Kernville, California. The audio is, I'm not playing it, but just imagine Jason Momoa walking by a bunch of women in Kernville. And that's like what the video is. It's pretty wet.
Gushy.
Kernville. Yeah, it's gushing. Yeah.
Literally, there's a house being just like taken off a hill by the rain.
I think, is this the picture? So that's Highway 1. Which is a pretty famous highway in Monterey, California.
Where is that
Monterey,
highway?
California. Can you describe what you're seeing there?
Ripped out a whole section of the highway.
It's so Highway 1 runs across the Pacific Ocean. So it's beautiful, by the way, if you get a chance to drive it, but not now. Don't do it now. Unless you want to drive into a gulch.
Yeah,
Right.
look at the size of that
crater.
gulch. Large chunks of highways eroded or are just fucking gone. So stay safe out there, Californians and visitors of California. Check that radar. Don't get stuck in a flash flood, or
turn around.
Drive
Don't
into
drown.
a gulch. Yeah, that's right, Pat. Turn around, don't drown. But Mark, that's just California. I live in New York and I don't play the lottery and I'm not worried about that giant asteroid 20 years from now. Okay,
Yes.
optimists. Okay, optimists.
Yeah, they were asking. They were complaining about the drought, Mark.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, optimists. Feast your eyes on this headline. Scientists revive 48,500-year-old zombie virus after long slumber in permafrost.
Oh, good. Glad they did that.
They keep doing that. They keep digging into permafrost and finding these
They'll never
viruses.
stop.
I don't know why they keep doing it.
Thanks a lot, scientists, right? Cool.
Did they see Encino Man from Brendan Fraser?
I mean,
It's pronounced Fraser.
That's what I was saying, Pat. It's like Encino Man, but with deadly viruses. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
they just they
Like
get a
diabetes.
couple of wins, they get a couple of W's, the scientists, and then they just they start making brains that go into robots and reviving zombie viruses.
Yeah.
That's
I don't
where we're at.
I don't get it. But it turns out, according to these nerds, that there's a buttload of ancient viruses under the permafrost, like in the Antarctic. And guess what the scientists are discovering? That like Encino Man and Encino Man, when you thaw them out or whatever, they're still active. They can still attach onto a host.
Hey, here's the one that killed everyone.
Nice.
Yeah,
Hey, I found the one that killed everyone.
Yeah.
It's like a Wuhan lab down there. I don't know what
Yeah,
they're thinking about, man.
They're-
Leave it
they're-
alone.
They're cracking into a giant.
I got the
Wuhan lab.
original Black Death over
Yeah,
here.
hey, they're pretty sure this is the one that killed everyone. That's why.
Check it out,
they're all
Steve.
dead.
Look, are you
Pfizer's-
implying that we
Pfizer's
can't
like,
handle
yes.
containing a virus in a lab that we dig up that's very deadly? Are you implying that it's going to get out?
Yeah. What is Pfizer digging this shit up? Drill. Anyway.
That would be hilarious if it was funded by Big Pharma.
I get
They
it.
don't
Look,
care about the vaccine for COVID anymore. Yeah, permafrost.
you can never tell what is going to be uncovered from a scientific study. I get it. Like amazing things. Most of science is a side product. They start investigating one thing, and then a wonderful thing comes out of it that they never expected. But
Like the atom bomb.
we just finished COVID, dude. You know what I mean? Like let's punt this 5 years down. Give us 5 years before you start getting these things out of the fucking ice, right?
Why
We can
can't
wait.
they just focus on nuclear fusion? Like, why does there have to be so many fields of science? I feel like they get too distracted. Just do like the one thing that could give everybody unlimited power and would be awesome. Just focus all your shit on that and then move on. And then people, not scientists, but regular people can agree what's the next good thing scientists could do for us. And
That's
then
right.
you do it like that. Instead of letting the scientists just do whatever they want, because when you let the scientists do whatever they want, they obviously just get out of hand. And
You
they
know
do
what? A lot of
shit
big
like this.
companies that like contract out their workers to solve problems, kind of like scientists do, corporate companies, is they put you on the bench when they don't have a thing for you. Maybe put these guys on the bench, continue to pay them. You continue to pay them, but then you can find either another job for them or let them get back to work later down the line. But let's bench these fucking
Right.
permafrost virus guys. But that takes us to,
The cream of the crop!
you know what they say, when the world's in the shits, at least we got tits. I may be a cripple, but let's see that nipple. I'm
Reagan.
surrounded by felons, but I'm looking at melons. That last one's me at a strip club. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but at least there's Coke here.
Yeah, exactly. Well, no need for strip clubs anymore when you can just move to Berlin, Germany. And that's because Berlin just passed a law stating that all humans, specifically and most importantly, them ladies, can go to any public pool or watering hole topless swimming and sunbathing in Germany,
nice.
and the crowd goes wild.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Way to go, Germany.
Nice.
You know,
let's hear it for Germany.
Germany's always had a lot of nudity, and I applaud
They
them
love
for
sex.
it.
We love sex.
My cousin married a German man, and I was hearing stories about it.
Jesus.
She would go to like their family, house out in the country, and the whole family's just naked.
Banging.
Like the dad's naked, the mom's naked, the
With
sister's
the tea
naked,
and the coffee. And
everyone's naked. And she's like, it's a little off-putting for an American girl, but that's how they do it.
No, that's not just for an American, Wes. That's a weird family.
No, you're a little confused in that one, but yeah, no,
it's a naked culture.
Germany's one of the first places I saw
Sometimes.
like a great
cross-reference
rack
that.
just sitting on a public park, and I was like, whoa, that's like, I think I was in Munich, and I'm like, oh, that's legal, and she's just out there just sunning the boobs.
Hold on, I was in Munich with
legal.
you. I don't remember those titties. Did you not point them out?
No, I've been there a couple times though, but I remember specifically in Germany seeing just this hot blonde chick, and she was stacked at a public park and just letting them breathe, and it was like totally normal, and I was like, that's fucking awesome.
It shouldn't be called Munich. It should be called Nice. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing icky about it.
So now Berlin, but I mean, I guess maybe it was just in the parks they were allowed before, but now it's like everywhere in Berlin. So
that's right. And look, they may have tried to take over the world twice and eradicate an entire group of people, but they're trying to make up for it, and this move goes a long way. Are you listening, Vegas? Up your pool game party. You hear this, Cleveland? How about some cleavage? Right?
Oh my God. Think about Vegas though.
Vegas topless all the time would be great. They should allow that.
There's so many bad girls there already.
There are a lot of bad girls there, Pat. It's a guaranteed nice rack show. You know what they say? Everyone's off their rockers, but show me them knockers, right? Who cares about an asteroid in 2046 and the viruses and the financial ruin and the flooding? We should all get backpacks and book cheap flights to Berlin to catch tans while we stare at those cans.
That's right.
It's all relative, folks. A lot of bad stuff in the news, but there's some good stuff too. And we are alive, and tits exist, so don't sweat it. All right.
Don't let it gift horse in the mouth.
By the way, I wrote that last sentence, and sweat it. That spells tit at the end. Didn't even do it on purpose. Tit just happened.
Man, that was sofa king cool, Mark.
Don't sweat tits. You know what I'm talking about. And that's today's cup of coffee, which is brought to you by Nutrafol. Get ahead of thinning hair with Nutrafol's whole body approach to hair growth. No drugs, no compromises. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement, clinically shown to improve your hair growth, thickness, and visible scalp coverage. Nutrafol's hair growth nutraceuticals go beyond genetics to multi-target the root, which causes the thinness, including stress, hormones, nutrition, metabolism, aging, and lifestyle through whole body health. Physician formulated using natural medical grade ingredients. Nutrafol's drug-free patented technology provides consistent, reliable results without compromising your sexual health. Can attest to that. In a clinical study, men showed progressive improvement in hair growth and thickness after 3 and 6 months. I'm about 3 weeks in, so this hair is going to get even thicker. Nutrafol is also trusted and recommended by more than 3,000 top doctors. So you can grow thicker, healthier hair and support our show by going to Nutrafol.com/men and entering the promo code HARDFACTOR to save $15 off your first month subscription. This is their best offer anywhere, and it's only available to U.S. customers for a limited time. Plus free shipping on every order. Get $15 off at Nutrafol.com/men. That's NUTRAFOL.com/men, promo code hard factor. We'll have all that information in the show notes description.
And this is the top tier, hair regrowth, the supplement. They have everything too. They have a postpartum. My wife is going to use it after she gives birth to our son. They have it's all the best supplements. Nutrafol they're the
top dogs. My wife was talking to her nurse friend, and she's like, what kind of free stuff do you guys get from Mark's show? And she's like, well, one of the sponsors is Nutrafol this month. And she was like, oh shit, that's legit.
I was hoping she'd say laughs.
Yeah. No. She was like,
well, of course, laughs.
Yeah,
but also
we get a sample. I'm using the shit out of it. I'm gonna keep going. Anyways,
it looks thick.
Yeah, it's going to get thicker, Wes.
Yeah,
Incredible.
I've noticed. Guys, it's no secret we here at a Hard Factor love sunglasses. I love sunglasses. I wear them to drive, on this podcast to look great. I mean, just look at me. And they protect my eyes because as a photographer and a moron, I look at the sun a lot. I can't tell you how many times I've bought sunglasses that cost me upwards of, $500 only to drunkenly leave them at a bar or sit on them in my car like a big fat doofus. But guess what? Shady Rays makes high-quality sunglasses, wearing some right now, that are just as good, or in my opinion, even better than the expensive ones. And they are better than the expensive ones. And Shady Rays are a fraction of the price. And I'm not worried if I lose them or break them. More on that in a minute. Check out these
replacement policy.
Yeah. Shady Rays are durable, built to tackle all of life's outdoor adventures. Their styles are timeless and on point. They make me look good. Plus, all Shady Rays have polarized lenses for crystal clear vision and strong sun protection. That's the real test of a good pair of sunglasses. Speaking of strong, here's why I don't worry about losing or breaking my Shady Rays. This is important ever. Every pair of Shady Rays is backed by their industry-leading lost and broken replacements program. Break or lose your pair, the second you take them out of the box, they'll send you a replacement pair free.
That's nice. That's real nice. That's real nice.
What do we do to deserve this?
I don't know.
Shady Rays isn't happy unless you're happy. That's why they give you 30 days to try them on. It's like us in bed, right? All of us. It's like we're not happy unless you're happy, right?
We'll give you a free bang if you're not satisfied.
People
Right.
pleasers, yeah.
Here's a coupon. You can redeem it anytime.
Yeah. And if you don't like them for any reason, you can exchange them and return them for free. With every order, Shady Rays Impact Program works with nonprofits worldwide to make an impact on the lives of children and young adults, like building play sets for pediatric cancer patients and creating adventures for young adults with cancer and MS. You and Shady Rays are making an impact together. I mean, holy shit, what a combination. They'll send you a replacement pair. You're going to help kids with cancer. You look great, high quality, fraction of the cost. I'm wearing these ones, the Patriotic Tortoise Polarized, and these are my favorite sunglasses I've ever had. The construction is high quality. They've got some weight to them, and people compliment me everywhere I go. Like, Jesus, those are incredible. You look fantastic.
They do look amazing.
Yeah.
You look amazing. And I'll tell you what, after what you just explained with the free pair, the cancer kids and all that stuff, you'd be a real piece of shit if you're a listener of the show and you bought a different pair of sunglasses than Shady Rays.
You'd be a moron.
You'd be
And
a real
also,
asshole.
you'll help us too.
Yeah.
Not only that, I've already tried the replacement policy because, I busted up a pair right away and no questions asked.
Nice.
Boom.
There you
Put
go.
it on your toilet seat.
I'm rough on stuff,
You
No
vacuum them
questions
up.
asked, though. These, I'm telling you, they made me happy right away.
So what's better than getting one pair of Shady Rays and not worrying if you break or lose them? Getting two. Go to shadyrays.com/hardfactor. Use code hardfactor. And for a limited time, when you buy one pair of Shady Rays, you'll get a second pair free. So get one for you, get one for the kid, get one for the lady, get one for the man. That's shadyrays.com/hardfactor, code hardfactor to get a second pair of Shady Rays just in time for summer. And by the way, the Fat Boy summer merch is looking good. So,
Definitely surprise your girl.
I got some for Kate and Cash, and it's
Same.
They're very happy.
My girl loves the ones
I got one from my lady too, and boy, was that a smart move.
Treat yourself, treat her, treat your kids, because like Pat said, we got them for our kids too. Very stylish.
As said at the top of the show, men lie twice as much. Don't tell her those are free pairs.
I dare her to yell at you in those sunglasses.
Yeah, right.
It'd be tough.
Just a white lie. I got you.
She'd be looking good though too, because the makeup sex would be out of this world. So just
there you have it. Guys, today I'm gonna shit on San Francisco.
Not like they don't themselves.
Right, yeah. I'm gonna shit on like a homeless person living in San Francisco. But first, let me ask you guys a question. Have any of you ever been to a third world country before? Will, I know you've traveled extensively to the third world continent of Africa. Anyone else?
No.
Is
Morocco a third world? No.
I don't know.
It's developing, but not
developing.
Third world,
Yes,
I don't think.
No.
Yeah. Well, third world and developing are the same thing now. Third world is kind of a.
So China would be technically third world.
No,
But it's not really.
No, China's not a third world.
The term comes from there's the U.S. and then blank and then everywhere else. Russia, I think.
Does Wales count?
It was used during the
No.
Cold War to describe countries who are not aligned with either the capitalist free world or the communist second world. And today it's used to describe countries that are underdeveloped, economically disadvantaged, low levels of social and political stability. Okay. So pretty much everywhere in the Caribbean, a lot of countries in.
I bet the Caribbean countries that are, yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
South America,
On a cruise.
Africa.
It's
The
politically
answer is
incorrect.
kind of, but not really. Wes is
Okay.
the answer to your question.
Yeah.
All right, but you're not supposed to say third world country, by the way. It's politically incorrect. Now you're supposed to say
Shithole.
developing countries or low and middle income countries. Yeah, poor. You can say poor countries.
Right.
Yeah, right. So
Gross countries.
What's something you tend to see in developing countries besides a lot of old cars and unpaved
Poverty.
roads? Right. What kind of animals do you see running around?
Chickens.
Freely? Mhm.
Hyenas.
Chickens, goats.
Cat,
Chickens,
dogs.
goats, mostly.
Right. Will hit it on the head. Goats. In every developing country I've ever been to, I've seen goats. Nobody knows who owns the goats, but they are everywhere, running around the streets as they please, fucking where they please, shitting where they please, just like the homeless in San Francisco. And poverty and goats go together like San Francisco and glory holes, right? Which is why it makes sense that San Francisco has officially become a third world city and have their very first herd of goats roaming around the streets. Check this out. Yeah, check this out. Here's a video of the herd of goats running around.
Just wild goats. That is
Oh shit!
Wes is right. That's the sign. That's the sign that you're not in a developed area.
It is.
Is there like a upset herder in a frock running after?
No.
them?
They're
With
just
a
like that's
staff?
the thing is like they're just out because people have them. Like, damn, these
Yeah.
goats are just free. They're juking out the security guards.
Dude, they will fucking butt. They will butt you too, headbutt you.
Oh yeah, they
Look, here's a meth head running after him at the very end.
They gotta activate the homeless to get them.
Well,
Hey,
here's,
dinner!
you go?
well, here's what they did. Here's what I
You
think
think
they
they
did.
cook good over a barrel fire?
Yeah, Pat, that's what I think.
Yes.
This is what I'm pretty sure San Francisco is doing. They don't know what to do with these homeless people. Hunger is bad. They're looting stores. But they said, hey, you know what? What if we just introduce a bunch of fucking goats to these motherfuckers? And then they can catch them, they can roast them, and they can, as Pat said, cook them in an alley over a barrel fire. And I think that's what they're doing.
Or
right?
fall in love with them, and then I want to get back out there, because they have meaningful life again. They're in love with this goat pet.
Yeah,
Here's
they
another-
raise it. They become a great, upstanding citizen.
That's right.
Here's a separate video of another goat in a separate part of the city running down Folsom Street, which is, I guess, a very popular street in San Francisco. This was a video by verified Twitter user with just over 1,100 followers, Kayla Galloway. It's, again, unrelated to the first one. So these goats are just being introduced, or they just they've come to San Francisco from another city, realizing that they can thrive there and they belong there because it is a third world city now.
Possible just someone let their goats out?
Under the
No.
egg.
That's one theory from optimists refusing to believe the reality of why the goats have been released. Genevieve Church, who is the executive director of nonprofit goat rental organization City Grazing. You can rent goats. They'll eat anything. They'll eat poison ivy. They'll eat thorns.
Eat a
You
tin
just-
can.
Yeah, you can hire. You can.
Lawnmowers. Yeah.
Yeah,
A
so if
body
need,
you
like,
murdered.
you need brush cleared, you get some goats out there. She said the animals don't belong to her. She believes it is unlikely that they escaped from a similar grazing service. She also said that the goats may have escaped on their way to slaughter because the breed of goat seen in these videos is often used for meat. And there you have it. Meat goats being released in the streets to feed the zombies, the meth heads, the homeless. Yeah, of course, it's meat goats.
They do
Is
look
it-
thick.
Put the first video back up. They're good looking
Okay.
goats.
I'm gonna put
Is it-
it on no sound.
No sound. Is it possible that, like homeless people, these goats are just better at being homeless than the homeless, and like they were from overseas and they got on a ship because they heard San
goats-
Francisco?
Goats
They
are
look smart.
highly adaptable animals, and they
Right.
can thrive pretty much anywhere.
But I'm saying like what some of these goats figured it out. They got on a ship and then they got off at the bay.
No,
You know,
I
like-
think that the city council introduced these goats to feed the homeless people.
They're just like, we may as well embrace what we've become.
Yeah,
Yeah, there
exactly.
are mountain goats in certain places in the world that have one or two legs on one side of their body that are longer than the others because they're just walking around a mountain.
So
all
we're
day. That's how
standing on the side.
adaptable they are. But have you guys ever seen those goats that will fucking climb a mountain and be like on a ledge?
Yeah,
Like,
they're
those
insane.
things
are awesome.
Oh
Yes.
my god!
These are not
Jungle.
mountain goats. These are meat goats to feed the homeless.
Meat
of San
goats. Is that their
Francisco.
technical name? Meat
Yeah.
goat.
Yeah, meat goat.
Okay.
Yeah. So goat. They can also, you know, you can use it for meat. You can use it for milk, skins. So they're going to clothe the homeless.
And skins, yeah, exactly.
They're going to feed the homeless babies, and they're going to feed the homeless.
Are they turning the homeless into Native Americans? They're not going to know how to use all the goat.
They're going
to waste all this.
Just like they teach them how to use drugs responsibly, they'll teach them how to cook a goat.
You need a Muslim. You need a Muslim dude. You need a Muslim dude in there to really know how to take care of a goat.
Yeah.
Someone knows who knows how to cook halal.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, or Jamaican. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Jamaican will hook it up. Yeah. Jerk goat.
Yeah. No, just like goat stew, goat curry, anything. So, I mean, I think it's great. I asked ChatGPT how many homeless people a goat can feed, and basically an adult goat can feed between 7 and 10 homeless people for several days, especially if they're on drugs and not eating a lot. Yeah.
Right.
So,
because they're on uppers, so they don't need that much goat.
But I mean, I think it's great. Like Will said, San Francisco's embracing what they are. The goats are here. Third world, place. So might as well have some goats, chickens,
May as well.
whatever.
You're letting people shit on the sidewalk already. Right. May as well just add a goat.
I'll tell you, I'd rather step in goat shit than some human shit. You know what I mean?
It's like a little balls.
Yeah.
You think that, but
goat shit's pretty gnarly.
Yeah, goat shit can.
Little pebbles.
You're taking goat shit over human shit.
I don't really want either, to be honest.
What do you take?
I'm not taking either.
Goat over
yeah,
human.
you got to take one.
I'm taking goat over human if I got to take one.
I'm stepping in goat twice before I step in one human.
I'm not stepping either.
A goat shit can stow away in your shoe and be in in the crevice of your shoe for I don't know, a couple hours, and then all of a sudden knock off when it's on top of your carpet.
I don't give a fuck. I'll take goats. I'll take 10 goats shits.
I'll eat it. I'd rather eat one human shit. I'd rather eat goat shit. That's for sure.
Yeah, maybe.
All right. Okay.
Anyway,
goat shit's pretty gnarly.
Strong reporting.
Yes,
I'm excited.
Very strong.
I'm excited to take you to San Francisco, guys. Santos, George Anthony DeVolder Santos is.
Are you going third?
Oh, am I third? I think I'm third. Am I third?
You can go third. Go for it.
I think I was third.
I'm just gonna warn you. It ends dark.
Well, started dark.
All right, jump in there, Will.
I don't think George Santos is.
No. It's fine.
Any lighter.
No. It's fine. I think we're already on to Santos, but
okay. All right. Okay. So George Anthony DeVolder Santos. The sitting U.S. congressman who lied about everything and then stole about 14 dogs from Amish dog breeders with bad checks that he then somehow figured out a way to make money on through a charity, but the charity paid him, so he just was essentially slanging dogs. He's at it again, and we knew, guys, when this Santos thing was breaking, that there were deeper cuts in the Santos scam library, and one of them is coming to the surface now. See, it turns out.
Well, the best part about the deeper cuts is they're probably shadier than stealing dogs from Amish with blank checks. You know they're going to get even wilder, right?
Oh, they're shady as fuck, guys. And in fact, Mark, on that note, I'm going to
that's what he advanced to. That was like his best. He advanced to that. So before then, he had some more archaic scams.
Right. What the fuck was he up to? And it turns out, guys, the fuck he was up to was ATM skimming frauds. So I'm going to read you a declaration. Okay. I am Ribeiro Trelha, Trelha, Brazilian name, can't pronounce it. I do hereby declare under penalty of perjury, blah, 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 blah. I'm a Brazilian national, and I'm accused of a U.S. federal crime in 2017 of credit card fraud. I pled guilty and was deported from the United States. I saw Congressman George Santos, also known to me as Anthony DeVolder. When I saw him recently on television, I know him. Keep in mind, this is him. He's writing in a second language. In 2016, I met Santos when I rented a room in his apartment in Florida. That is when and where I learned from him how to clone ATM credit cards. Santos taught me how to skim information and how to clone cards. He gave me all the material and taught me how to put skimming devices and cameras on ATM machines. Santos had a warehouse located on Kirkman Road in Orlando, Florida. He had a lot of material, parts, printers, blank ATM, and credit cards to be painted and engraved with stolen account and personal information. Santos gave me, at his warehouse, some of the parts to illegally skim credit card information. Right after he gave me the card skimming and cloning machines, he taught me how to use them. Then I flew me So he or I, it says,
Right.
it reads, I flew me. Then I flew me to Seattle, Washington, where I started working to steal credit card information from ATM terminals. My deal with Santos was 50% for him, 50% for me. We used a computer to be able to download the information on the pieces. We also used an external hard drive to save the filming, because they were filming essentially the PIN number with a pinhole camera, because the skimmer took the information from the card and the camera took the password. It didn't work out so well because I was arrested. Santos came to Seattle and visited me in jail. He told me in jail not to say anything about him. Santos then threatened my friends in Florida that I must not say he was my boss. I no longer have contact with my friends in Florida because they were all afraid something will happen to them. I'm coming forward today to declare that the person in charge of the credit card fraud when I was arrested was George Santos / Anthony DeVolder. Santos did not help me get out of jail. He also stole the money that I'd collected for my bail. I have witnesses who can support the statements above. I'm available to speak with the American government.
Okay, so easy way to fact check this. Does he have the visitation from Santos on record? 'Cause that shit's all on record.
The visitation?
Yeah,
That's a
in
good
jail.
question, Wes.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Sounds
Well,
like
we have it in court, and here it is.
The courtroom is George Anthony DeVolder. He is a family friend of Mr. Trelhaz. Mr. DeVolder lives in New York. I've spoken to him multiple times over the last couple of weeks. This is the second time that he's flown out here to assist Mr. Trelha. He has arranged an extended Airbnb.
Wait till he lies to the judge and says he works for
Trelha
Goldman
to stay
Sachs.
Hear from his friend briefly.
yes.
All right, sir, tell me your name.
Do you still know me?
Okay, so how do you know this man?
We're family
Sí,
friends. Our
no
parents know
somos
each other from prison.
amigos de
We've known each
familia
other
y
for a
nuestros
few
padres
years.
se conocen
Lost
por eso.
touch.
No
Got back
es
into touch back in
eh,
September last year
vamos a
in
encontrar en septiembre
Orlando when I
con
was
pasado en
relocated from New
cuando
York
estaba
for work into
lá
the Orlando area.
And so what do you do for work?
e por isso
I'm an
faz
aspiring
pra
politician and I work for Goldman.
eu
You work for Goldman Sachs in New York?
Yep.
sim, não
An aspiring politician. He aspired.
Sorry, it was hard to hear because they were doing the Portuguese and the English at the same time. But effectively, he said, "I'm an aspiring politician. I work for Goldman Sachs."
which he's admitted was a lie.
Was a fucking lie.
For Goldman Sachs.
But he's out there.
Here's an image of the dude robbing the ATM skimmer. So I did a little dive in. I didn't know what an ATM skimmer was exactly. I knew they existed, but
John
it's
Connor
literally
used one. Yeah.
well, Will, you know what it is? It's literally like just a fatter ATM entry part for your card. So it's like it exists.
It reads the 16 digits, right? It reads.
But it's just like putting on a bigger shirt. It's over your shirt. That's what it is. So so it reads it, and then they put a pinhole camera to steal your PIN number. Guys, so here's what happened.
Then you can just go online when you know the 16 digits,
number and the PIN,
and the
right.
month and whatever. Then you can just go online and get everything. Whatever. If you have the PIN, you can. Yeah.
So, guys, for some reason, Santos's New York address, not the Florida address that they were both living in one time, but his New York address was found on a FedEx package that was found in Trelha's vehicle when he was arrested in Seattle. And I guess he was interviewed by the Secret Service. Santos surrendered 2 cell phones during the interview. Santos's connection to the case remains unclear. The case is still open. A Seattle Police Department detective who also interviewed Santos as part of the investigation said, quote, there was not enough evidence to associate Santos as an accomplice at the time. So he flew out to Seattle, put in the device on Pike Street, and which, like, I don't know shit about Pike Street other than there's a Pike Roast Starbucks blend, so I assume it's a high traffic area. And he went to go retrieve the device and got busted. And Trelha never ended up staying in the Airbnb that Santos said he was going to book him for. His bail was originally $250K, got reduced to $75K, a sum he still couldn't pay. But he asked Santos to go back to their Florida apartment and get $20,000 out of his safe to help pay the bail. Okay.
Oh no.
So here's what Trelha said. Santos. This is from the Politico article. Politico broke this. Santos did not help me get out of jail. He stole the money I'd collected for my bail. Trelha told Politico that before flying to Seattle, Santos had traveled to Orlando to pick up $20,000 in cash. And I guess he'd instructed another roommate to give to George Santos. Santos has promised to hire El Chapo's lawyer for Trelha. A third roommate in the Winter Park apartment told Politico in a phone interview that he can confirm this. Trelha never heard from Santos again, and he showed up to court, and not only was El Chapo's lawyer not there, no lawyer was there. he hung him out to dry after ripping his 20K. That guy was deported back to Brazil, and he's pissed off.
Pike Street is where that famous fish market is. So a lot of tourists.
Fish.
Yeah, Pike Place Market. Yeah.
By George.
I don't know what else to say, guys. Other than
Is he gonna go down?
No, he's going to say, because it's his word first. He's going to be like, "You got to believe me."
he's denied it. But why the fuck else would he fly to Seattle?
If
2
they have
times?
all the evidence, this might be the thing that brings him down. That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
I mean, this is pretty bad, dude.
This is
Running
pretty
It's a
credit
federal
card scam?
investigation.
Yeah,
I doubt it. I doubt it brings him down. I'm excited for the next one. That was a good one.
yeah, I know, right?
That was a good one.
Just enjoy it while it lasts, you know?
Yeah.
Eventually,
It's going to get even sleazier. That's really sleazy.
Well, look, he lied about one thing. He said he was a family friend.
No
The guy wasn't
honor-
a family friend. They met on a Brazilian Facebook
He
group.
tried to bang that dude. That's what happened.
Oh, dude, the guy was hot.
I know. That's what I'm saying. He tried to bang him. That's why he taught him
he's
his
like,
secrets.
well, yeah, and if no sex, at least I can make money off of you.
Right. I'll teach you the
Look-
skimming. You skim my knob. You know, use with your mouth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I believe this guy.
do a
And
little
what he's saying,
skimming.
That's right.
Yeah.
if what he's saying is true, and Santos did have a warehouse, then he's fucked. Like if it was a large scale operation, he's fucked.
Yeah, it's
Right.
possible. It's definitely.
I don't think this guy knew all the details. I think he was just getting fucked by
Why-
Santos, and
what's his
Santos
motivation to
didn't
speak
let him
out
all
now?
in on everything.
What's
His
his
motive-
motivation to speak out? He's
Because
in
he
Brazil.
got robbed and tricked. No honor amongst thieves, I guess, because he got robbed by the
And
guy.
he might be able to get out.
Yeah.
He might offer him a deal if he.
Yeah,
brings
no,
down-
for sure.
yeah.
Somebody's trying to get him a deal to like
yeah,
get
someone
his
probably
name
got in
clear,
touch
get
with him.
Santos
Yeah.
fucked. Yeah, because
He's like, hey, I've got information on a fucking U.S. congressman. How about I spill the beans and how about you get me the hell out of here?
Mitch McConnell's like, send someone to Brazil right now. Talk to him.
This dumb, beautiful son of a bitch is engineering that.
Send someone to Brazil to talk to that handsome bastard.
Wouldn't you if you had
Santos' ripped fuckboy is engineering this?
Yeah.
if you had dirt?
No.
I would.
One of the Republicans that wants him out is
Santos
funny.
is actually kind of excited that he might be coming back to the state.
Lindsey Graham's like, I'll go to Brazil.
get a full interview.
Yeah.
My ladybugs.
Friends down there. That's awesome.
All right, fellas, let's go to the last story of the day, and it's called "Family Matters," trademarked by Hard Factor. I don't know.
That's right.
It's trademarked by.
Did we do that?
There's
Yeah,
there's never
ABC.
been anything else called Family Matters ever.
It's the bigger love of the family.
Yeah, exactly. It's the bigger love of the family, right? That's right. Family matters. It's everything to many, to most, I'd say. And sometimes it can be a little too much for all of us, right? Holidays, travel coordination, all kinds of stuff. And I've got two examples of family matters today where I think the family just became everything to these folks, and maybe they took it just a little too far. You know, like you get a little too into your family, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You could. Like former Oklahoma cheerleading coach Jennifer Hawkins. Here she is, fellas. You can see her picture of Westmore High School and Brink Junior High. She coached both of those cheerleading squads.
Yeah, those who cannot do, William, am I right?
Right.
She could have been a base, bro.
Yeah.
Prop.
Well,
I mean, what's a prop? Yeah.
She could have definitely been the bottom,
Yeah.
bottom. But she's been fired after her daughter's boyfriend finally reported her for having sex with him over 300 times. You see, it turns out she started making the kid bang her when he was 16.
That's a lot of times.
So
Over
many
300 times.
So many times. And what's the time?
That's like
frame?
maybe how many times
2
I've had
years?
sex in my life.
Yeah, no. How is that possible?
Yeah, like 2 years, Mark.
Maybe
It's
maybe
maybe more.
multi-year
So every
thing.
other day for 2 years?
Yeah, pretty much. So I'll tell you the details here. It turns out she started making the kid bang her when he was 16 at a soccer game, and then she just never looked back.
At a
and she
soccer
picked
game?
him up. Yeah, well, it's probably in the car, I'm assuming.
Right.
Yeah.
And she picked him up pretty much every day from school for lunch, where then she would drive him to her house and make him have sex with her again over 300 times total.
Oh my God.
That's so many times. That's such a chore, dude.
So
Yeah.
many times.
Every day this kid's banging
How-
this.
That's so many
What
times.
is-
He's dating her
Once or
daughter.
twice? No, 300, sir.
300
300, Your Honor.
over
What?
He spits out his coffee.
Daughter's like, why are you so tired all the time?
Yeah. No one had eyes on this kid for 300 sex romps. No one knew where this kid was.
Well, lunchtime.
I mean, kudos to her that she was able to get away
Well, the
with
kid
it. for
never ate
300
lunch?
bangs.
I guess not.
Yeah. You guys are beating right around why she was able to get away with it and why nobody had eyes on him. Because
Broken
the kid
home.
Daughter's blind.
Yeah. You're close.
Broken
you're close.
dick.
You're close. You're almost there. The kid finally got tired of her quote unquote manipulative and controlling ways, and he reported her. But not only was he dating her daughter, as I've told you guys, he was living in the Hawkins home
He's like
when
an
it all
exchange student
started
or something. Yeah.
when he was 16, or just dating the daughter and living with the family. So this chick is a serious groomer and rapist, and she's now charged with second-degree rape and is certainly going to be convicted, even though the age of consent is 16 in Oklahoma. But she was like employed by the school to be a coach there,
Right.
making this kid bang
Made
her.
a
It's her,
mistake a few times, Your Honor.
It was
her
a room and
daughter's
board situation.
boyfriend. Yeah.
It was a room and board situation.
Yeah, the kid was forced to be a sex slave for a mother-daughter combo, and they apparently wouldn't let him see his guy friends to quote-unquote protect the family, a situation where the family obviously mattered a little too much or way too little, depending on how you look at it, to the Hawkins girls. So,
I mean, this is like a fantasy for some people, but for this kid, I guess it was a nightmare.
Guy was shooting dust.
yeah, he was used.
He was
and abused
tired.
by the
I mean,
ladies
he must
in this
have.
home.
He must
Yeah.
have been fit, bro.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
doubt about it, Pat. Soccer player 300 times. He's like getting woken up in the middle of the night. He doesn't know which one it is this time. All right.
Like
It's
I
like
said,
4 a.m. Yeah.
fantasy or nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It starts as one and ends as the other, I think.
Put the
Yeah.
picture of the lady up.
I
again.
guess.
This is
Got some work in. Yeah, Pat, I'm going to bring it back up because before we move on from this story, I wanted to show her again. Honestly, she right here, Jennifer Hawkins, this woman, this is why you need prostitutes in the world. Like some people just run way too hot for the real world. They need an outlet. Jennifer Hawkins should have been able to go to the brothel.
Was she a millionaire, Will?
No, I mean, shoot, she can afford a couple $100 bucks.
There's a guy on every
though.
corner that'll fuck Jennifer Hawkins. She didn't need to go for a 16-year-old.
She looks
Right.
exactly like a comedian.
If she had had a
Bridget
brothel,
Everett.
do you think that
A brothel for a woman is just a bar.
Yeah.
But no, like Wes, I think you're getting onto something. There's Bridget Everett. She looks similar. Yeah,
She looks a lot like Bridget Everett.
it's a power play thing with her daughter. It has to be.
Yeah.
At this many times,
She hates
it's a
her
power
daughter.
play thing with her daughter. It's something like that. There's
How
Her
many
daughter
times-
was also with the kid. It's so weird.
How many times did the daughter do him? Because if we're talking 600 times in
They
2
didn't
years.
disclose that because the daughter is probably a minor, so they can't.
Yeah, what are the numbers on the daughter?
You got a picture of his
Well,
penis?
stop. I meant more like because of how tired he is.
I know. Can we get some stats on her?
Don't
Yeah,
twist it. It's a lot of times.
Dude,
But
he
how
was
many
tired.
times?
He was tired.
I'm more
This guy-
interested in the daughter.
They worked him out. They worked him out a little
Hey,
too hard.
is this thing missing a page here? I don't see the daughter mentioned it.
Missing in the report.
Great story, Will, but the daughter.
I'll look again, but
I'll
see if I can do this thing again.
just assume about the same amount.
Is there anyone I can ask her?
Somebody got the stats on
I was
that.
just looking out for my guy. He's got to be tired, man.
He's got to be.
Yeah, hopefully the police are too now, because he's tired and he was definitely sexually abused by that family. So on to another situation where family
What
matter.
a nightmare.
Wes wants it.
Yes, it's not okay, dude. 300 times. There's
Wes
nothing else to
wants
show.
Oh, poor guy.
Wes, he's at soccer practice running laps, and then he's got six times a day. Like, that's tiring.
I mean, his grades are suffering. It's so much.
Coach is like yelling at him because he's not performing as well.
Like a horse.
It's like, Coach, my dick hurts.
Yeah.
What are you working nights or something, kid?
Every time my dick touches my shorts, Coach, it hurts.
You're dragging ass out there.
They work it out too much.
Yeah.
Hey, your girlfriend, huh? How long you guys been together?
How many times with the girlfriend? How many times?
I seen her. She's cute. How many times would you estimate? Just ballpark it.
Give me a note. Give me a hand gesture.
Somebody needs to get these stats got to get on the record. one way or another.
Your Honor, there's some information that's not in here that I think is very relevant to the case. How many times?
Let's discuss with the daughter.
Come on, answer the question.
We gotta do the
know.
It's all good with the mom and everything. We get it. But
how far did the apple fall from the tree?
Right. I don't think if they're very far, Mark. I bet that the bet it was quite a situation there. Okay. On to another situation where family mattered a little too much, and I warned you, it's gonna end dark. Jennifer Mage, right here. Here she is. She reported her husband. What does Jennifer look like?
this lady looks so fucking angry. Will I've never seen a woman this angry.
Transitions.
She's about to cause a heart attack.
She also looks like she's thinking too hard because she might have to think hard a lot.
Yeah,
because she's
very
stupid.
hard.
So you know what she has? She has that skinny white trash long hair. You know, like where she's probably 50, middle 40s, but she is as skinny as she was at 19 years
If you
old.
put her in a dress, like she looked like a Mormon, like a cult Mormon.
She
Yeah,
looks
yeah,
she has
like a
a
Mennonite.
harsh,
Yeah.
harsh tone to her voice.
She's got a high
for
pony
sure.
right now at 56 or 48 or whatever she is. It's not a good
Mid
look.
40s, I think. Yeah. Well, she reported her 53-year-old husband, Richard Mage, missing on the afternoon of April 27th, 2022. And police even searched the house and didn't find any sign of Richard. So
They did find
he
a
was
lot of cats, though. I'll tell you that much. with the
They
way out
found a
looks.
lot of boxes. Apparently, they might be hoarders of some
Cartons.
description. Yeah. And yeah, cartons.
I
Whatever
moved the boxes.
whatever they could get. Yeah.
Made
so
a path today.
Y'all get in here.
Are you
Come on.
happy?
This is Illinois. Illinois, by the way. So maybe not Southern accents, but
Don't
she
mess up the path.
she had to make a path for sure.
Yeah.
You're messing up my path.
Come on, have some respect.
So they even searched the house, the police. They didn't find any sign of Richard, the husband. He's missing. So they considered her missing. And they were considering him missing all the way until December. And Jennifer kept looking because she knew Richard was somewhere. And she eventually found him on December 11th while going to get Christmas decorations out of the closet. Richard had offed himself in the closet and his body had decomposed to the point of mummification.
Whoa.
So Jennifer, her neighbors, and even the cops, when they searched the place, reported a foul odor.
Yeah,
coming
it's
from
like
the
she
home.
didn't smell his dead body for 8
For
months.
months. They wrote it off to sewage, even though there was a missing person in the house.
God.
Weird.
Will, this is what happened with John Wayne Gacy. Same deal.
Yeah.
When the cops went over to Gacy's house, one of them went to go take a piss. He was being clever. This guy used the bathroom, and part of their house was on a slab, and then part of it was pier and beam, and that's where the basement was, where the fucking bodies were. So he went to take a piss, and
smelt it.
Gacy's like, "Oh, it's raw. We got a sewage leak situation here," and he knew it was bodies.
Yeah, that's how they got caught.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which means that she's a murderer, Wes. Will, she's a murderer.
You think so? Well,
It
anyways,
seems odd. Either that or she's incredibly stupid, like I was hinting at earlier, because this is
she's
ridiculous.
blaming it. She's blaming it on the hoarding and the fact that she just couldn't get back there to find out. Check the back of the closet, I guess.
How many paths you want me to clear,
Boxes.
officer?
Yeah.
Too many boxes. Well,
How did he
Wow.
off
sadly,
himself by putting the gun in the back of his head?
I would imagine a rope, but I didn't look it up. You know. Yeah.
He said he's left-handed and shot himself.
Are we sure this wasn't a heart attack scenario that she gave him?
Figured it was a classic rope in the closet, but I didn't look it up. But Richard got way too into that family hobby and decided to join the knickknacks himself, I guess. Absolutely
could've been a heart attack.
insane stuff out of Illinois. It puts the Lake Como and any neighbor of any other neighbor body found like after months to absolute shame. If you can find a body inside the house, you go missing inside the house for fucking 7 months. Sorry, no, 8 months. And you don't, I mean, it puts every other missing body to shame that I've ever seen because this is actually inside the same house.
It's because she didn't want to find him because she already had killed him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, most likely, but still, the fact remains family matters, guys.
It's the bigger love of the family.
Same people
Great
that did
show.
the Full House theme song.
Great
there.
show.
Here's how I know she's lying.
Yeah, you're right, man.
She went to the attic to get the Christmas decorations in late December, like, no, that tree's up all years round like mine. Like, there's no chance that the Christmas tree is waiting till late December to go up. So
they
she's
put them
full of
away.
shit.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
You think this was-
they don't put them away.
This was
She's
part of the
full of
plan,
shit.
was to
Yeah.
find it in December.
You know how I'm on top of my stuff.
She knew by Christmas time the jig was up. So yeah, no, this is bullshit.
That's a good call, Mark.
Yeah,
there's
no
no way
chance-
she puts away.
No
her
chance she was
Christmas.
going to get the Christmas tree at December 16th.
Lots of red flags.
Yeah.
Lots of red flags. Family matters, though.
All right.
That's awesome.
Good point.
All right. Here we
Pat's
go.
off tomorrow,
Yep,
right?
Yep.
And then
Gonna play some cinematic music in honor of the
off late.
in honor
The
of
Oscars.
the Oscars.
It's pronounced Fraser. A lot of people don't say it right.
It's gonna be wow, close one.
It's dramatic. Who did that on? Oh, me. Okay. Yeah.
Whoa,
Double dip.
crazy. We couldn't tell. It was so close we couldn't tell.
The internet was a little bit choppy there.
Yeah.
Nuts. Wow. Okay.
Cam's in there gaming.
Getting his kill streak up.
Getting his aces.
Just lying to you. Just
Yeah.
pretending he's not. These bastard kids.
Well, it was a great show, fellas. I enjoyed all those stories. Thought we learned a lot today.
Yes.
If you guys who are listening out there in listener land want to support the Hardo Hive, want to support the podcast, make sure that you join our Patreon community. Go to patreon.com/hardfactor. And you can join our official group chat in the Discord server. You can listen to the Hive Hour and the Florida Man Friday weekly bonus podcast. All kinds of stuff. You can support us. Store.hardfactor.com. Don't forget the merch extravaganza with the discounts is coming up next Friday, I think, right? March 24th.
Next Thursday.
Thursday.
Trivia's
Thursday
Friday.
night it'll be
Trivia's
live.
Friday. Trivia's
It'll
Friday.
be on the Friday podcast, I believe. And yeah, so join us for that. But most importantly, get out there and have a great fucking day.